All right, so for this next part, we're going to create a spreadsheet. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on Collect Data, and then it's going to ask you to make a copy of the stock data analysis spreadsheet. And when you make the copy, you're going to come in here and you're going to go to Share, type in the name of everybody on your group and me, and share it with me. And then our goal, let me move this over here so it's out of the way. Our goal is to enter in the stock value, and I'll show you where you get this information from. But what I did is I have an example. The first two tabs are the example of Tesla. So what I did is I went into Yahoo Finance and I looked at what was the value, the opening day of January 1st, 2016. The value of a Tesla stock was $15.38 a share. Okay. And then I entered in the value every month. February, March, April. So it starts, and I did that, it starts at $15, and I did that all the way up until December of this year. So it started at $15, and now it goes for about $200. Okay, now I'll show you how to enter that data in just 2 seconds. Next, I put in the company name, and then the ticker symbol is usually 4 letters that represent the name of the company. But that's how you identify the stock if it's publicly traded. So one of you guys said that you were going to do Spotify. So we'll look up Spotify. All right. So I put a link in here for Yahoo Finance. I'm using Yahoo Finance. There's other ways to look this up. You could use Google and all that stuff. But what I like about Yahoo Finance is it has a download feature. So I could literally download this as a CSV file and then copy and paste the values. I don't have to type them in manually. So Spotify is what we're interested in. So I'm going to type in Spotify. And there it is. And I'm just going with the first one. Sometimes these companies have different sub-companies that do different things. So just go with the first one. Okay. So Spotify has, this is their ticker symbol, SPOT. So I'm going to go here where it says Stock A. If you double click on that, we're going to change this name. So I'm going to change this to Spotify, and then the ticker symbol is SPOT, capital SP, and they're capital letters too. Notice that I don't have any I plugged in some values just so I could set up the spreadsheet. I set up the spreadsheet so when we plug in the values, it'll automatically do a line of regression, a linear regression. All right, but I'm going to change the name on that too. So this is going to be Spotify scatter plot, and we'll go through and tweak this. But what it's doing is it's just going to do a scatter plot, and what it's going to do a scatter plot of is the months since 2000, and that should say 16. Well, wait, no, it should be 2015 because 2015 is when the year ends. I guess it doesn't matter, but this is the first month, 0. And so now I'm going to type in the company name here, Spotify, and then the ticker symbol SPOT. Okay. Now I need to fill this in, and it's done monthly. So what I'm going to do is if I go to Yahoo Finance, here's the chart of the data. But I didn't want to go and look up each date because you could see the date down here at the bottom. And you could look at the value up here in the, it's over here. So I went to historical data. So you're going to click on the tab that's historical data. And over here, the frequency is going to be monthly. And then I come and I click on the date. Now the start date, I can enter in 01, 01, 2, 1, or 2016. Okay. Oh, wait a second. I didn't do that yesterday. Maybe that's because that's when the stock started. So maybe Spotify is not the best one to do this for. Let's do this with a different company, okay? Because I think that's when Spotify went public. So let's do Let's do Netflix. Or we could do the Gap. It doesn't matter. So at Netflix, same thing. I'm going to go to historical data. I mean, you could still do it. You just have to change your spreadsheet. Okay. For historical data, I'm going to do monthly. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say 01/01/2016. Done. And it'll take a second. Actually, you got to hit apply. And if you look at these dates, it'll take a second. But there's December 1st. And it's not necessarily always on the 1st. Sometimes it's at the end of the month. You guys see that? Sometimes it's on the 1st. It depends. You know, the stock market's only open Monday through Friday. So if one of these dates falls on the thing, that's okay. So now, see this tab where it says download? I can download this in a CVS file. Okay? Now, you can open this on your Chromebooks by just double-clicking it, and it gives you the spreadsheet. All right? Wait a second. It didn't go all the way down. Oh, there it is. So this is, no, that's Nike. Don't save. How far down did that go? Did it go to 2016? Okay, so I'm going to click download again. And let me open this and see if it, maybe I need to wait for it to finish. Huh. That's interesting. All the data is here. Let me try this one more time. There's something goofy about this. 01. Of course, when I record the video, that's when we have these mistakes. And I'm just going to do the 12/1. And it's monthly and historical prices. Interesting. It stopped right on November. Okay. So let's download this. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, that time it worked. So right here, once you got to look at these dates and see what they say, and then you click download. Okay. And I'm going to go in here. Well, after I open the file, I'm interested in these values. So I'm going to double check real quick. This is 1/1/2016, 2/1/2016. And notice that it has the right dates here. For some reason, the fourth quarter, it doesn't show up. But these are the values of the stock. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom right here. And this is Netflix. And then I'm going to right-click and I'm going to copy. Or you could hit Control-C. And then I just come over here and then I hit Control-V. Make sure I'm in the first thing for the stock. When you hit Control-V, it'll fill it in for you. Okay? Now this, it's not 10,000 here, so I might have to manually do this because it didn't give me the value. So I could go back to historical data and just look up the actual date of 12/1. I could just type in 12/1/2022 and then hit apply. And for some reason it doesn't like giving me that, so I'm going to put today's date and now see what it does. Okay, there it is. So 303.99. So on this bottom one, I'm going to just type in 303.99. Now, Mr. Adams has set this up so when you put these values in, it automatically puts it into the Spotify scatter plot. And what's interesting about this is we know the slope is the change per month on average. By the way, this looks to be pretty darn stable, doesn't it? If I compare this scatter plot to Tesla, yeah, sure, Tesla grows exponentially almost, but look at the average, right? Oh, we got to change this to Netflix, don't we? This was Netflix. And what was the ticker symbol for Netflix? Capital NFLX, right? And this is the Netflix scatter plot. Okay, so if I had to choose between Tesla and Netflix, what would you choose? Netflix, probably, right? So do you guys understand what the assignment is? Or maybe you choose both. Maybe you do 50-50. Maybe so. Anyways, what I want you guys to do is I want you to put in your 3 stocks, and then we'll pick. You guys will decide as a group which stocks you want to invest in. And the reason is probably because of the slope. There's some other stuff we'll do too. We're going to do the math on this. We're going to figure out how many, what will the value be in 2042 if the trend continues. Okay? Any questions? Okay, cool.